Today, I'm excited to talk about the design and results of our project, focusing on the provider provision of respectful maternity care in Zambia. The project was implemented under Breakthrough Research, a 5-year USAID-funded project, focusing on social and behavior change research in health and development programs around the world, and led by Population Council. And a bit about us at Ideas 42. We use insights from behavioral science, and that's a collection of academic fields such as economics, psychology, and neuroscience that provides insights about how and why people behave the way they do. We use these insights to design solutions to some of the world's most persistent social problems. In our efforts to focus on improving provision of respectful maternity care, we completed a 4-phase process based on a behavioral design approach. And in collaboration with our local implementing partner, Safe Motherhood 360 Plus project and the Chapata District Health Office. We first defined our provider behavior focus, and then conducted formative research to better understand the barriers and channels to that particular behavior. We led a co-creation process to develop solutions, and then piloted those solutions and evaluated their effectiveness. And so that first step was to define our behavioral problem of focus. And that was that providers do not consistently follow best practices during delivery, especially those related to respectful maternity care. And so we conducted formative research to better understand why and what those behavioral barriers were. The first theme that we found was that harsh treatment is normalized in the clinical setting. And when providers engaged in disrespectful care, there were no consequences. Midwives often experienced violence as children, leading them to default into harsh treatment as a disciplinary tactic. And on-site training reinforced harsh treatment as a means to achieve client compliance. There's no clear way for clients or peers to create consequences for providers who engaged in disrespectful care. We also found that providers focus on death avoidance over everything else and other things that you might consider for quality of care. This was reinforced in trainings, supervision, and feedback, which focus on clients and infants for survival almost exclusively, and also was reflected in the visual cues in the physical space. Midwives received no salient information on feedback and on the impact of disrespectful care on health outcomes, which are their primary concern. And last, the pain of labor and the implications of being in pain is part of the challenge. The pain of labor will have a negative impact on a woman's experience in a very direct way. But also, as women were not supported during delivery or received pain management, they were less likely to feel trust and rapport, and in some cases follow instructions. Providers would describe this, quote, lack of cooperation as a justification for being harsh. Midwives believe the pain of childbirth is inevitable and have limited strategies to alleviate it. And so based on these formative findings and our better understanding of the behavioral drivers of care, we then designed a 5-component solution package to address these barriers. And the first of which was a pain management toolkit using the mnemonic of BETTER, which stands for different pain management techniques that providers can use. The toolkit consisted of posters, which were visible to both providers and clients, a manual on the different techniques and how to use them, a cartograph guide, which prompts providers to specific pain management techniques at different stages of labor, and massage balls, which could be used to provide pain relief. And the way in which the toolkit worked was that it first frames pain management as part of the routine clinical care. It elevated pain management as a part of this clinical care and incorporated it into the provider's current priorities and how they think about their role.